got episode number 11 of Inside the Stars. Great to have you with us. Fernanda, Izar from the volleyball team joining us today. Fernanda, you're originally from Brazil.
Yes.
You started your career at the college level at JUCO, Indian Hills Community College. Let's talk about that transition from your hometown in Brazil to pretty much the middle of nowhere in Indian Hills Community College.
Yeah. So in Brazil, I started to play volleyball with my father. He's a coach there. And I went to a club in Brazil. And then I started to decided to come to US to improve my English and get a degree and play volleyball. So our agency helped me there. So I had to get a English test and like get my highlight together to send to coach here. And then I went to Indian Hills, really tiny city, but it was so good. We were a big family there, like with a lot of international students and like athletes, so it was so good. And yeah, I learned more about the culture here and how to play volleyball here because it's different, and it was so good. The team was amazing.
What's the main difference in volleyball from Brazil to the US?
I think the ball is different. Yeah, it's different.
Is it bigger?
No, it's other material.
Huh.
Yeah, and I think the rules too. Yeah, it's different.
Does it feel different when you first started hitting a volleyball in the US? Did it take time to adapt, or was it?
It was different. Yeah.
At what age did you know you wanted to come to the US to play soccer? Or, excuse me, volleyball?
I think when I was 17. Yeah. And then before coming here, I had a ACL problem. So I had to like wait one more year to come here, but it was good. I prepared myself, like studying more English and practice more.
So you came to US when you were 19?
Yes.
How's that transition of English been for you, especially those first 2 years?
It's still kind of hard to me because the word's different, and I'm a shy person and I don't like to talk. But I think it's getting better. The beginning was so difficult, like to talk with people and stuff. And like my first year, I had like 10 Brazilian friends in my college, so I just spoke Portuguese. Right. So it was like difficult, but now it's getting better.
Let's talk about the transition from Indian Hills Community College to Stevens College, kind of how that came about, in what period of time, and did you reach out? Did they reach out to you? How did that all go?
So after Indian Hills, I went to Florida. I transferred to Florida, but then I had again an ACL problem, so I had to come back to Brazil and do another surgery. So yeah, it was kind of hard. But then I was talking to Coach Megan and Coach Fernanda that was here before. I think was maybe April this year. So it was kind of fast, like when we started talking and when I signed it. But it was good. They're amazing, and it was like they were talking about the culture, how it's here, and I love it. So I was talking to my parents and they said, oh, okay, I'm going to Columbia, I'm going to Stevens, and to continue to play volleyball and study here.
So you were in Brazil when all these talks started happening, recovering from an injury. Yes. How's that recovery process been? You've looked good on the court.
Yeah, for my second surgery was harder than the first one, but I had good people with me, my parents, the people that helped me, my doctor, so was a good process. And it was better because I was with my family too.
So that helps in a way.
Yes.
Very much. You mentioned the culture, Brazilian culture that you had at your first community college of Indian Hills. There's another Brazilian on the volleyball team as well, and a couple of them more in different sports here. How well have you integrated with them, and how big of a benefit has that been?
So Alanis that played with us, I played against her in Brazil too when we was like 11 years old. So I knew her before, and I was so happy that we have another Brazilian because we know each other, and we can understand each other and how we play and how we live, how we're feeling about like missing home and everything. And about the other Brazilian girls here, like we are super fan. We are like so close, and I'm so happy that we can like be friends and get along because we have the same culture. And they're so nice. And the other Brazilians, they know Stevens and they will help us to get a job and stuff, so it was good.
Do you guys ever talk about how much you miss the food from back home?
Yes, of course, every day actually.
I figured that'd be a main talking point.
Yes, it's different. And so I'm going to Brazil in the winter break, so yeah, I'm so excited for that. I think I'm more excited for the food than see my family.
I bet.
Yeah.
How long's the flight gonna be?
The whole trip gonna be like 16 hours. Yeah.
That'll do it. Pretty much a whole day right there.
Yeah.
Talking a little bit more about volleyball specifically here at Stevens, what has your role on the team been this year?
We talked about that as a team. So I have a really explode energy. Like I like to cheer and I like to cheer for my team. So I think this is my main role, and of course blocking and hitting, that what my position do. But I think like it's a cheer, like bring the people up, and yeah, I think that's it.
That's interesting because almost every volleyball player that we've had on the podcast has mentioned the exact same thing, kind of the cheering and the getting the team going and rallying behind their backs, which plays a huge role from the sidelines as well. What has been kind of the main difference in the level of play that you've noticed, whether it's from Brazil to Indian Hills to Stevens? Which one's been harder? Which one's easier? We already talked about difference in the volleyball itself.
I think the difference is the number of games. We have a lot of games, and we need to we cannot think too much about it, because we can lose one game and then 2 hours later we're gonna have another game, or 30 minutes after we're gonna have another game. So I think there's the difference in how we treat our body, because we get injured but you need to keep going. And I think there's this difference because in Brazil we have one game a week, or 2 weeks to prepare our body and our team to play against one team. So I think that's the difference.
Especially this year with the quads that have been implemented in the AMC. Out of all the memories and moments that you've had so far, which hopefully the best ones yet still to come with the AMC tournament around the corner, what has been your favorite one?
I think the game against Colombia, that we had a bad moment with our teammate, but then we were so strong to come back and fight for the game, and it was the first game that Stevens won against Colombia, and it was amazing. We were teaming, we were fighting, and I was so proud that day because we were fighting, and it was a pretty good game.
You excited for Saturday against the Cougars as well?
Yes.
Make it 2-0 against them this season?
Yes, I hope so.
That's the goal. Fernanda, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.